This is a cool little shape I created using a 3D printer. Now, I did mess around with a lot of different brands of 3D printers, and the brand that I thought was the best was the Ultimaker 2 3D printer. So I time-lapsed the entire hour it took to make this very small shape. So if you're unfamiliar with how a 3D printer works, it works by taking the material, which is the filament, so in this case a blue plastic, and it feeds it through the head of the machine and it melts it into a very thin thread-like material, and then it goes layer by layer to create the shape. So since it does go layer by layer, it goes extremely slow. So what's really interesting about this one is that the platform moved up and down. So when it starts out, it's as high as it can go, and when the printer starts printing the object, the platform starts lowering so that it can make room for the object and so that the actual machine doesn't have to move to actually print the object. So if you look closely, there are two fans connected to the machine, and this is because since it does melt the material, it gets so hot that it would not cool fast enough without these fans, and so the fans cool it almost instantly so that it hardens once it hits the object, and that way it forms the shape. So something that I found interesting was that the printer was printing these thin sticks going up the center of the object that weren't in the plans that I sent to print. So I was wondering what they were, and they're actually a reference point for the printer. So when it gets to the top of the object, it uses those to kind of connect the top, and when it's done, you can easily snap them off. So one reason I liked this better was because the case was actually lit up, so you could actually see what was going on inside. And it was also more precise, and the object looked like it was supposed to, whereas the MakerBot I used messed up a few times and I had to restart. Now this one does take a little bit longer, and you can speed it up, but if it goes slower, it's more precise, and I think that's better. So once it's finished, the platform lowers down, and I tried to take it off and it was like stuck to the platform, and I kind of had to rip it off to get it off. So something I was really disappointed about is since it does go layer by layer with the thread-like material, it does leave some of that thread-like material behind on the shape. And you just have to take an exacto knife and go around the individual parts of the shape to kind of clean up, but that's not too bad considering how good the printer is. So don't forget to subscribe because we are doing a giveaway soon, and don't forget to follow us on all of our social media accounts.
Sparky